that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change. With workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
I'm prolific, so gifted. I'm the type that's gon' go get it, no kidding. Breaking down a swish in front of your building. Sitting on the steps, feeling no feelings. Last night it was a cold killing. You gotta keep the devil in his hole. But you know how it go. I'm front line every time it's sold. 100 proof flow, running shoot pro. 458 drop, playing bulletproof soul. Every few shows, I just buy some new gold. Circle got smaller, everybody can't go.
Welcome, everyone, to the Keith Underwood Entertainment Takeover on the Jill Munroe Show right here on KBLA Talk 1580. I am your guest host, Keith Underwood, entertainment journalist, radio host, and storyteller. Today, I am joined by my cousin. Yes, my blood cousin. Not no fake cousin, my blood cousin, LJ Williams. He is an Emmy-winning senior sports editor, producer, and director with TNT Sports. From his early days in Youngstown, Ohio, to leading high-profile sports storytelling and earning multiple Emmy nominations, LJ's career has been a masterclass in excellence. We're diving into something a little bit different for y'all. We're going to talk about the comic book genre of film and television, from Lanterns and Peacemaker to Superman, Fantastic Four, Supergirl, and the next phase of Avengers, plus breaking down the state of black representation in the comic book genre. And we'll explore what happens when a top-tier sports producer applies his storytelling lens to superhero worlds. LJ, cousin, what's up?
That was a lot, man. What's going on?
See, let me tell you guys something. Me and LJ, he's in sports, I'm in entertainment news, but one of the things that we talk about all the time are superhero movies and TV shows. And I said, this would be a good time for us to sit down with you, whether you're a nerd or whether you're not, if you just love the movies, and then just kind of chop it up a little bit about what's going on in the superhero world of TV and film. Ain't that right, cousin?
For sure.
How you been, man? How's the fam bam?
Oh, everything good. Everybody good. Kicking back. Finish up a week of work and head to the weekend. Try to enjoy it without rain.
Yeah. We got a shout out today. We got to do a shout out. Happy birthday to Nipsey Hussle, and then also to Anthony Anderson as well. They both have birthdays today. What's up, y'all? Happy birthday. Well,
happy birthday.
Nipsey Hussle posthumously, but y'all know.
Right.
Right. So, cousin, before we talk superheroes, how did your journey from Youngstown to TNT Sports shape your voice and style as a storyteller?
I mean, coming from Youngstown, we always just had the bare minimum of thinking about what we want to do or what we want to be. When we grew up or whatever, everybody was just talking about sports. That's it. Sports or music. That's it. That's all we had. Nobody thought anything further than that. And being able to fuse sports into what I ended up doing was awesome. Storytelling-wise, I mean, you let your imagination flow because you didn't see much there. Back then, we had 3 channels.
Right.
From those 3 channels, you rarely saw what you really wanted to see, but, hey, it is what it is on that. So you let your imagination kind of guide you with things, and that's kind of how I am now. I visualize a lot of things.
Right. LJ, I'm going to get real Hollywood on you. You mean back when you had 3 channels? Not me, but you had 3 channels.
Sorry, I'll take it.
So man, how did you come to love, superhero films and TV shows?
Oh man, it goes back to those 3 channels again. Look, and I'm born and raised Youngstown, Ohio. The biggest major city close to us was Cleveland, and so on a good night you can catch a staticky version of their local network, and their local network had a Spider-Man show. And that was a Spider-Man show where Spider-Man didn't talk much when he put on his mask. He just had the little sound effect. That did it. I was locked in from that point on. Then came Saturday morning cartoons. And, man, from here on out, I try to see any and everything with a cape.
Right. Or a mask.
Oh, true that.
Or a tight-fitting suit.
Boy.
So LJ, for you, I mean, you also, outside of doing sports entertainment, you also do some independent film and TV work as well, correct? In the scripted space.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Would you ever want to do a superhero project?
Oh, if I did, I would love it to be like ground level, something more like Daredevil and all of that, because I like to have grittiness throughout.
Right. Not too much big fantasy.
Right, exactly. I want to tell more stories than just send you, on the fantastic ride. I want it to be a fantastic ride, but I don't want that to be what's the driving force. You know what I mean?
Right. Why do you think it is some people that didn't grow up with comics or weren't comic book fans? Why do you think some people who are just, normies, as we say in nerd world, why do you think that they love comic book movies and television shows so much?
I mean, I honestly think it starts with the hype. They hear so many other people talking about, oh, I want to see this, I want to see that. Then they're like, okay, well, what am I missing? And so they lean into the genre a little bit. They get their feet wet. Then either from that point they're all in or they're not. But then you have, people who don't go into the movie side of it, but more so the TV network series side of it, where it's more story-driven.
Right.
Oh, by the way, they got powers, that sort of thing. So that reels them in as well.
Yeah. All right, when we come forward right here on KBLA Talk 1580, more with the Entertainment Takeover of the Jill Munroe Show.
Disagree without disrespect. Make your point and keep it pushing.
Let's do this.
Listen and learn or talk and teach. Talking and listening around the clock. KBLA Talk 1580.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions.
The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth. Hello, Joe, you're up. Welcome.
We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
You are back at the Entertainment Takeover with Keith Underwood. I am in for the Jill Munroe Show right here on KBLA Talk 1580. And joining me is my cousin, yes, my blood cousin, LJ Williams, who is a sports editor, producer, and director with TNT Sports. And y'all, we are nerding it out, geeking it out this evening, talking about superhero films and TV. LJ, welcome back.
What up?
What's up?
I'm here. I'm good. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. So what, you mentioned earlier that you were raised in Youngstown, Ohio, and this was a question that Andy threw at me. So were you and it was kind of hoodie a little bit in Youngstown, and back in the day, it wasn't as accepted to be, a comic book nerd. Did you find that to be challenging for you when you were growing up?
Man, actually no. Damn near everybody. Not too many of the young ladies or anything, but the guys, everybody was all about superheroes.
Yeah.
Saturday morning watching the Super Friends, that's all we talked about. And we was amongst all of the football playing and all of that stuff. As macho, whatever you want to put it, the macho crew or whatever. It was all about superheroes. We loved it.
Right. Well, me, in my hood on the other coast, man, it was not cool to be a comic book nerd because, L.A. was really hard back then, man. Wasn't nobody trying to fantasize about no superheroes or, now there was a little underground cult of about 3 or 4 of us, man, and we chop it up about what was happening in comic books or, what was the latest TV show that was out or a movie, which was few and far in between back then. But so it was a little bit different for me.
Got it.
Yeah, man. Let's start with DC. All right. So Lanterns, that's getting ready to come out on HBO Max, and for the ladies with Mr. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa, and then also Peacemaker, which is also on the horizon, also for the ladies. What's my boy's name? Come on, help me out, LJ. You the sports guy? Peacemaker.
About Cena?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, John Cena. Yes, thank you. Yeah. My mind went blank. With John Cena. They're on the horizon. Which of these projects, which one excites you more and why?
Well, all right, okay. This is tough because, all right, had I not seen a previous season of Peacemaker, I would easily say Lanterns. Because just out of familiarity, and plus coming off of seeing that Guy Gardner, I'm not a fan of that, but being able to get Jon Stewart and Hal, I'm like all in for that. But I seen Peacemaker, and I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to lean towards Peacemaker. That's all. I'm gonna just leave it there.
Yeah. First off, let me shout out Forrest Harrison. He's over there in the chat. What's up, my brother? What's up? And he said his faves are Batman, Luke Cage, and Fantastic Four. And then also, let's give a shout out to DJ Black. Greetings. He said, greetings, Uncle Keith. What's up, nephew? All right. And then, LJ, it's funny for me. I am excited about Peacemaker, of course, because that's the show that's getting ready to come up most recently. But I'm also a little excited about Lanterns because I don't know what to expect, man. They're talking about that it's going to be a little bit like True Detective, but there's still going to be the space elements and the fantasy of it. So I don't know what to expect. And so that's a little interesting to me as well. But then Peacemaker is also going to be a part of like really helping, in addition to Superman, launch kind of the new DCU as well. So, yeah, it's a toss-up for me too, man.
I can do. Well, tell me this. Are you Jon Stewart or are you Hal Jordan? Let's break that down.
I always bet on black, brother. I'm sorry. I always bet on black. Always. Know that. Don't let the curly hair fool you. I always bet on black. And so Jon Stewart, of course, what LJ's talking about for people that might not know, there were two Green Lanterns in the beginning, starting off with Hal Jordan, which was, of course, Caucasian, and then Jon Stewart, who was a BRO, and then he's also the one that a lot of you will know from the Justice League animated series as well. And that's the character that Aaron Pierre is playing. What about you? I mean, you sound like you OG Hal Jordan.
Oh man, Hal Jordan, man. I'm from that seeing Hal Jordan with Batman, and both of them just kind of slamming little jokes here and there. Not jokes, because Batman no jokes, but jabs at like Flash and stuff like that, because Flash is fanboy and Batman. I'm over there. So, but it's Jon Stewart is just so serious. He's so serious, man.
Why so serious? No, but I think that I don't know. He has his moments. I think especially when we saw in Justice League the animated series that he has a dry humor. You know what I mean? It's not just always in your face. It's one of those moments where you got to kind of sit back and go like, wait a minute, did he just crack a joke? It's kind of like that. Now, man, let's get to a couple of films that have recently released, man. And you and I have had some deep conversations about the new James Gunn Superman film from DC. Share with the audience and share with me again some of your thoughts on the Superman film and what you liked about it and what you didn't like about it.
So, I mean, I ain't good about keeping spoilers from getting out. So we're going to assume everybody's seen this at this point, right?
Right. That's what we're going to assume.
Okay.
We're not going to. Okay, how about this? How about we talk about it without spoilers?
I'll try my best.
I mean, we can mention the big stuff that's already.
You know what? Here we go. I can do it.
Okay, come on.
A major involvement of crypto bothered me. And
but man, you don't like dogs, man? What's up?
I love dogs. I love them, but I just didn't want the dog to be that involved. That's all. I didn't want crypto to be that involved, and that might be personal. It might be just me. And then the relationship between Lex and Superman. I guess it's up to par, up to snuff as it should be, but I just want it to drive Superman more, if without just spilling the beans. I want that relationship to drive him more.
Right. You wanted him to be an antagonist. Something that you felt that really pushed his story and his motivation forward.
He he was an antagonist, don't get me wrong, but I want him to antagonize the hero.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see what you're
more
saying.
than just a story. Yeah.
Right. And you felt like it was more surface. What did you think about the visuals of Superman? What did you think about that?
No, I'm good with the visuals. I enjoyed that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was on another level, for me. I mean, the colors and the lighting and the special effects, Andy, did you see Superman? Oh, he didn't. He said he did not see Superman. Andy looks like he would have saw Superman. Well,
I would have been spoiling stuff for Andy.
You know. Wait a minute, Andy's still gonna drop in and say something.
Only Superman I know is Christopher Reeve and Dean Cain.
Whoa,
back in the day. But now you're gonna get me all political. Now, how you feel about Dean Cain right now?
I don't know too much about Dean Cain going on.
Oh man, Dean Cain signed up for ICE.
He did.
You know what? I did hear that.
Yeah. Dean Cain signed up for ICE, and he's been spitting a lot of propaganda.
Wow.
So without getting too political, but yeah, Dean Cain he switched up on us, and that's also a half brother of color. So yeah, I think his mom's is Japanese or Chinese or something like that. Hawaiian, maybe Hawaiian. I think Hawaiian.
He must hate himself then.
But his loss. But I feel you on Christopher Reeves though. Yeah, definitely is the OG Superman, and I would say the finest. I think that if the technology was available today, back then that's available today, I think that we'd be having a whole different conversation about that Superman film.
I'll say this. I think there's too many remakes, at least for me.
Right.
So hold on. When you say remakes, before you go further, I'm sorry. When you say remakes, are you speaking of the same storylines, or are you just saying just the heroes, the particular heroes that we're watching?
Yeah, he's talking about, Andy, like in general, like if you're speaking of like a true remake, like if it's like, everything is basically the same, maybe just updated and refreshed, or in name only, and then they put a different spin on it.
Now, that's a great question, because I'll be honest with you, right? All the new Supermans, all the new Spider-Mans, all the new Batmans, I'm probably not tapped in.
Right.
And for all I know, it probably is a different type of story, but it just seems like Batman again,
right?
Or Superman again. I'm like, I done seen 3 other Supermans before. You know what I mean? So I stand to be corrected. Maybe these remakes that I'm referring to are extended storylines, but it just seems like it's this. On the outside looking in, it's just like, whoa, another Spider-Man movie? Like, didn't you just have this 2 years ago?
Right. And what I appreciate about what Andy just said, LJ, is that he's a layperson. He's someone that's not, deep dive into the comic book genre. So it's good to hear, the opinion of someone, because if he feels that way, there might be a lot of other folks that feel that way about, superhero films, as well, especially with heroes that we see over and over again.
You know what my comic book is, though?
What's up?
Wrestling.
What?
Wrestling? Well, that is a comic book.
That's my comic book.
Right.
For real.
Yeah. No,
Let me tell you. I kind of slowed down on WWE, but I do love Jay Cargill. But I'm locked into AEW.
I know why you like Jay Cargill.
Why is that?
I mean, come on now. One glance, it's a wrap.
He said wrap it up. But over at Marvel, we've got the new Fantastic Four film, and same thing. What are your? I know you loved Fantastic Four. So what are some of your thoughts about it?
The reason this plays exactly off what was Andy just said. I was like, before it came out, I was like, man, I do not want to see another Fantastic Four movie. They keep doing the same old stuff over and over and over. This was different. This was the best Fantastic Four film they ever put out, ever. And I've watched all of them, and And I never once could say, oh, I like this. I enjoyed that. So maybe it's not as over the top as I think it is, but putting it up against all the other ones I saw, it's the best.
Okay.
So I'm hyped up about it.
Yeah. And I'll go with you on that one. I mean, considering that we had, 3 or 4 Fantastic Four films that bombed, and that were really, really bad, I would agree. But again, because, I always bet on black. Where were the black superheroes up, or even villains, or somebody with some powers or something up in Fantastic Four? Now with Superman, we had Mr. Terrific. We didn't have anybody terrific in Fantastic Four, not anybody terrific in black.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing I can say about that.
Are we making Pedro Pascal, who played Mr. Fantastic, are we making him an honorary brother?
Nah. Nah. It wasn't nobody even in the film that I was basically would be like, oh, he black. I'm claiming him. Nobody.
Right. And when we come forward with the Entertainment Takeover with me, Keith Underwood, right here on the Jill Munroe Show, more with L.J. Williams.
Snatch a champagne bottle from Rico's till T-shirts. Whatever, playing chess, not checkers. 38 special for you clever. See, bro, you ain't living down by the street code. Been through all these motions up and down like a seesaw. I can never view you as my equal. Fuck, I wanna hear your CD phone. I'm finna take it there. This time around, I'ma make it clear. Spoke some things into the universe and they appear. I say it's work that I won't say it's fair. Find your purpose or you wasting air. Though y'all scared. Eyes open, I can see it clear. They don't make them bar none, they don't make them real. They don't make it where I'm from, they don't take it here. They ain't seeing due time, I be making meals. Bossed up in this game, I've been making deals. Get your lawyer on the phone, we can make it real. I got checks and balance, I flex dramatic. Other 50 on my neck, it's my reckless habit. Ain't no 50 on my rap, disrespect the savage. I make one phone.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams says a 12th Harlem cooling tower tested positive for Legionella but will be fixed by Friday.
I want to reassure everyone the air is safe to breathe and there's no risk to our drinking water or our water supply.
92 people have been sickened in 3 weeks with 3 deaths. Health officials are urging those in 5 affected zip codes with flu-like symptoms to get treated quickly. Veteran rapper E40 is launching On One Infusion Wine, a flavored wine in mango, mixed berry, peach, pineapple, and strawberry. It will hit liquor stores nationwide in the coming months. And a federal judge has blocked the Trump administration from cutting funding to schools with DEI programs, ruling the move unconstitutional and a threat to educators' free speech. The decision also stops enforcement of an education department letter barring race-based decisions in education. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Slowing in Pomona on the 71 southbound, leaving the 10. You're on the brakes ahead almost to the 60. And the drive on the 60 eastbound slows in Rowland Heights from Nogales as you make your way towards the 57 freeway. 57 northbound out of Brea, that's slow moving from Lambert to the 60. And Anaheim East 91 slows from the 57 to Green River.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
Is this the takeover? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
If for some reason things don't work out for Jim Harbaugh with the Chargers and he wants to go back to college, he'll have to wait 10 years to do it. The NCAA slapped Harbaugh with a 10-year show cause penalty for his alleged role in a sign-stealing scheme during his time at the University of Michigan. The show cause penalty prevents any college from hiring the 61-year-old Harbaugh until at least 2035. While Harbaugh was at Michigan, Connor Stallions, one of his staff assistants, was found guilty of traveling to games of future Michigan opponents to film and take pictures of the team's signals and sideline activity during games. The NCAA says Stallions did this over a 3-year period. Today's ruling by the NCAA makes it very unlikely that Harbaugh will want to go back to college. Harbaugh is in the second year of a 5-year contract with the Chargers worth $80 million. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready to be a part of the conversation that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change. With workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
already know. You got me sorta anxious. We both are here to have good fun. So let it rip. So let it rip.
This is the Entertainment Takeover with me, Keith Underwood of the Jill Munroe Show. I'm guest hosting for my girl tonight, right here on KBLA Talk 1580, and I'm just sitting up here having a chill conversation with my cousin. Yes, I said my cousin, LJ Williams, who is a award-winning sports and TV producer, and we're just talking about comic book movies and TVs, y'all. LJ, what's up?
Nothing much.
All right. Over in the chat, let me tell you something, Forrest Harrison. You need to just go on ahead and call in and join us in this conversation because at 800-920-1580, because this brother over here, he said he still has 2 plastic crates full of unopened Batman action figures from 1994. And he'd also love to see a movie about Bishop, the strongest black X-Man. So, you know, So, Forrest, go on ahead, call in, chop it up with us. So, man, you know, speaking of that, are Marvel and DC, are they doing enough with the growing roster of black heroes? Are they doing enough to spotlight them alongside their big franchises like Avengers and Fantastic Four?
Well, I tell you what. When I get Storm back on the screen, and I get Storm where she's damn near Omega, then I'll say yeah.
And chocolate. I want a chocolate Storm.
Hey, I already told you who I want to play Storm, Jade Cargill. I'm gonna leave that alone though.
Right. Wait a minute. Andy's in the booth nodding his head like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Word. But I'm saying if they can, they have to give it the same energy that they gave Black Panther.
Right.
But they have to. What's the best way to say this? Put it this way. Put it this way. The characters have to be able to stand on their own. Mm. They don't need to be sidekicks for nobody else. They don't need to be coming in and just sprinkling themselves here and there. They have to be able to stand on their own, and they have to allow them to stand on their own. Like if they bring Blade back, I do not want Blade to assist the Black Knight. I do not want that.
Right.
I want Blade.
Right.
To stand up on his own too.
Yes.
So, when they do a live action Miles Morales, I don't need him to come and assist Peter Parker, and I don't need Peter Parker to come help save the day for Miles Morales. So that's what I'm saying.
Right. Go ahead, Andy.
Now, what is the reason behind that? I mean, I think I kind of know, but I'd like your explanation as to why.
To me, when they bring a character in to assist, or they bring a character in to get assisted, it's more so. Let's just put it in a music standpoint. It's like coming in and do a cameo on somebody else's album. Oh, he shined, but can he do a whole album by himself? Now everybody is skeptical about it. You know, okay, so Mr. Terrific came in, and they say Mr. Terrific stole the show on Superman. And you know, wow, he was great. He had the best action scene. But who's looking for Mr. Terrific as just Mr. Terrific?
I am.
Nobody.
I want it.
Well, I'm just saying, deep cut. Yeah, you are. But anybody else is like, okay, Mr. Terrific. Okay, he came in, he did something. All right, moving on. Who's next?
Right.
I need that person to be so potent that we want to see him.
Yeah.
Like they could not do anything for Blade without tearing down Blade's legacy if he does not stand up a movie, and basically this movie relies on him and him alone.
Right. Mahershala Ali is going to be playing Blade in the MCU, in the Marvel Universe. Looking forward to that as well. You know, I just think representation, that it matters, and everybody deserves to see a superhero that looks like them. And like you said earlier, LJ, not as a sidekick. That goes back to like those buddy cop films from back in the 80s and the 90s, where we were basically just window dressing for the white hero. And no, you're right. I don't want to see that. I mean, with that being said, I mean, what do you think about projects like Captain America, Brave New World, or Ironheart?
Well, Ironheart, I loved it. And
yeah, me too.
The fact that they left it the way that they left it, I mean, it's good and bad. Now, I'm not sure if I'm gonna ever get her again anytime soon. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But then, if you look at a character like, let's just say Cloak and Dagger, okay? You look at that. That could have done so much. It could have done so much. But now, is it wasted? I don't know. Monica Rambeau, is she wasted now? I don't know.
Right. I think there's just like they're always rebooting characters, especially if they don't delve a lot into their histories, that they're always salvageable. I mean, we got some surface stuff on Monica Rambeau, and that's our sister that was in Vision, Wanda and Vision, and then also was in the Marvels as well. And I can't think of my girls right now. Beautiful sister with the big afro and the body, but she and the smarts and the smarts. But she was absolutely fantastic, and I would love to see more of that character. And I agree with you. Ironheart was a good project. I thought it was layered. We got a sense of a character, and I kind of like this with Anthony Mackie's Captain America as well. That we also got to see the black parts of them organically, and not just the superhero parts. They weren't just whitewashed black people playing superheroes.
I got you. Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah. So how can some of these, and tell me this quickly, how can some of these big blockbuster projects, how can they authentically integrate culture and representation while still delivering blockbuster entertainment? And let me know that quickly.
Yeah. I mean, that'll be hard because there's so much they try to put into these big blockbusters that you don't get a chance to get those stories. That's why these other films lead up to those. So at this point, who could they start to lead up to? It won't happen till what, 2030 or something by this time?
Yeah, dude.
So
I'm gonna need an extra pair of glasses by then to watch some superhero movies.
Man, but it like your man in the chat, Bishop would be an awesome character.
Right.
Awesome character. He was so important to the X-Men, but do they even get to that point yet? I don't know.
Right. All right, when we come forward with the Entertainment Takeover with Keith Underwood of the Jill Munroe Show, more with my cousin, LJ Williams, right here on KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
Nearly 7 million Americans aged 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's disease, also known as AD, a type of dementia that affects memory, thinking, and behavior, making everyday tasks challenging. But did you know that Black adults aged 65 and older are twice as likely as white adults to develop AD? There are things you can do to help reduce your risk for developing AD. Managing conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure is crucial. Staying physically active, maintaining social connections, eating a healthy diet, and keeping your mind engaged with activities like reading or puzzles can all contribute to brain health. It's also important to recognize some common signs and symptoms of early AD, such as forgetfulness that causes problems with everyday life, asking the same question a few times in a row, and difficulty concentrating on basic tasks. If you see these signs in yourself or a loved one, don't wait. Early diagnosis and intervention are key to managing AD effectively. To learn more about AD and a potential treatment option, visit treatalzearly.com. That's treatalzearly.com. This message is brought to you by AZI.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything! The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
Find a righteous rage and don't be afraid to say what you see. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the Entertainment Takeover with me, Keith Underwood of the Jill Munroe Show. Jill is out tonight, and we are in. Me and my cousin, L.J. Williams, award-winning sports TV producer. And, we just sitting here chopping it up about some comic book movies and TV shows. If you want to join in the chat, please give us a call at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. LJ, what's up, cousin?
Not much. Hey, before you kick it to your next question, I need to touch back on your last question.
Okay, which was? Lead us back in. You know how we do.
Well, we briefly spoke about how they could start incorporating this into the major films, right?
Yes, sir.
So, DC has an opportunity. Now, depending on how Lanterns go and Jon Stewart, that's one opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Their other opportunity is Cyborg.
Yes.
Cyborg, coming off of these different iterations, you have him in Teen Titans Go. You have him in, Doom Patrol. You have Cyborg in Justice League. All these other animations that are, basically never really blasted out to everybody. You got to seek and find them. So there's opportunities with Cyborg, but it just depends on how they go about it. I'm not sure if they can go back and do his storyline again. I think you need to just have Cyborg come in and just show, damn, this dude is incredible.
Right.
And take it from there.
And I'm going to look at it from a real business standpoint. Aaron Pierre, you mentioned Lanterns. Aaron Pierre has already shown that he can lead a movie successfully. What was the name of that action joint that he did on Netflix?
You got me. Come on with it.
I can't remember the name of it, but it got critical acclaim. It also got great audience scores. And, I mean, folks love this brother. I mean, like I said, he got a whole little chant. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. So he has a whole chant. He's a great actor, and I think that there's a lot of potential there to do something with him, really, really push forward in that role. Let me ask you this. Since James Gunn is bringing back a few actors from the now defunct DCEU, do you think that Fisher, what's his first name, that played Cyborg in the Justice League movie? Do you think he
should do it?
Do you think he can come back? Or do you want to see a new Cyborg?
I think I need to see a new one.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree. Well, let's chop it up about that. So that brother's light skinned, Aaron Pierre's light skinned. Some folks were upset that Aaron Pierre was cast as Jon Stewart. They're like, oh no, he's dark skinned. But if you look at comic books, man, or you look at cartoons, I think a lot of times that they're portrayed as brown or dark, so that we make sure that we understand that they are black. I think that's how people of art, visual media think. But I think that, again, that everybody deserves to be a superhero, whether we come in a range and a rainbow of colors. I think that everybody deserves to see themselves represented. What do you think?
I think it's going to be fine, because I think once you start getting into him as a character, as long as he portrays that character, like I said, he's like a serious person. You're going to get hypnotized by the eyes anyway. so it's going to be fine.
Right.
It's going to be fine.
Right. I agree. So, what lessons can superhero studios, what can they take from the way sports media builds storylines around its stars and rivalries to kind of deepen audience investment and engagement?
Well, that's a question.
That's a whole mouthful of question, yes.
Look, the way that we go about it, it's all about the stars and build the storyline off the stars. So if you take that approach, then, okay, the perfect movie would have been Superman v. Batman, Batman v. Superman, because those are the stars. And then I guess that kind of goes back to what I was trying to get out of Lex Luthor and Superman. If I pin those two against each other, I need that psychology that he puts on Superman to just drive Superman like to the brink.
It's kind of like what Andy was... No, go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, well, maybe I can't get that unless he goes against Doomsday or something like that. But go ahead.
No, I was going to say that goes back to what Andy was saying about with wrestling. I think if one thing that wrestling does right is build those stories of who those characters are and their rivalries with one another.
Yep, I agree.
that means Andy agrees too.
Yeah, I agree. Wholeheartedly. How the heels turn and all of that stuff. Golden Boys turn to heels turn to goody two shoes, all that. I love it. I love it.
Right. And then just flesh it out, make it real, cinematic, and and I think that you'll have some great stuff. Now, on the flip side of that, I do think that Superman did that. I think it did kind of give us that, wrestling feel of a rivalry. I mean, and I'm going to give a stupid spoiler, but, he came in and turned over Lex Luthor's desk. So you can't get no more wrestling than that.
Yeah, but we already know why he did it, too.
Right.
That's going to go back to the first reason why I don't like the movie. So.
Right. We're going to leave that spoiler on the table for those who have not seen the film. So for fans and creators and maybe any execs that might be listening, LJ, what's one key takeaway you'd want them to remember about the importance of black folks in comics and superhero media moving forward?
That you can just let them be part of the story. You do not have to take the story all the way to the hood every time. Not every time. You do not have to take it to the hood every time. Because first of all, you isolating 1 million people. Second of all, you're making me have to sit and wait and look through what I grew up on this. I don't want to see that no more. Come on, man.
And then, and I feel what you're saying, because then it starts to get a little stereotypical, when you do that, because that's not every black person's truth. Some black folks were not raised that way. I mean, I think that though there should always be those elements around, as long as they're a balance. I don't want to just see, Tyrone from the hood, and I don't get Felix, from Harvard, or Howard. So, but I think there needs to be that even balance of representation there. LJ, what's happening on the sports front? What you got for me?
Right now, it's all about shift. Moving away from the NBA world, going into the college world. Nowadays, that's probably going to be my main emphasis. College sports, tackle a little bit here and there, and then, see what happens next. Because right now, NBA is done for me.
Right. Why are you shifting more to college sports?
Well, basically, the corporate world decided that they no longer needed the NBA. When in actuality, that was like one of the, to me, dumbest things I could ever imagine a head of a company saying. But now, the NBA shifts to Amazon and ESPN and NBC.
Right.
TNT will be focused on, like I said, college sports. We have NHL. We'll do Olympics. We'll be working in Paris, things of that nature. But it's going to be different. So this is the first year, and I'm going to see how that happens, see how it unfolds.
All right. L.J. Williams, award-winning sports TV producer. Thank you for joining me on the Entertainment Takeover of the Jill Munroe Show here on KBLA Talk 1580. Cousin, it has been a great time, and we're going to holler soon.
Appreciate you having me. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
Andy, good looking out.
He gave you the double wrist. So anyway, y'all, thank you, LJ. This weekend on Black in the Green Room, which is a show that I host right here on KBLA Talk 1580 at 9 p.m. on Saturdays, Pacific Time, and 8 p.m. on Sundays. We do a rebroadcast. I'll be joined by special guest Carrie Gordy, and you don't want to miss it. Saturday at 9 p.m. right here on KBLA Talk 1580. Also, check out my latest Los Angeles Sentinel article on Black multi-hyphenates. That one you really got to check out because it shows how people with multiple talents are changing the game in entertainment. And if you want to do a deep dive of that Carrie Gordy story that I'm going to do this weekend on KBLA Talk 1580 on Black in the Green Room, head to lasentinel.net. And you got to keep it locked on KBLA Talk 1580, your home for unapologetically progressive, unapologetically black talk radio. This is where the culture comes to talk and where your voice matters. You guys, it's been a great time hanging out with you and letting me nerd out. And be sure to stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 right here. I'll talk to you guys soon.
I'ma rip your soldiers in half, silverback ape, nickel-plated mag, young, rich, and flashy, young. I'm nasty on black clothes till ice lay on me so classy. And every time I close my lids, I can still see the barrel.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black New York City Mayor